Ladies, I am here tonight on the show. And tonight, gonna talk about the NFL, ladies and gentlemen. Everything going down in the NFL. Gonna start with Thursday night football between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Miami Dolphins. In this game, the biggest thing being Tua Tagovailoa, man, going down, man. Jesus Christ. They already said that the NFL Player Association was already investigating on Sunday where Tua Tagovailoa got up all wobbly and then he fell again. If he had a concussion, the Miami Dolphins said it was a back injury. But they're investigating, and now I believe today Chris Nowinski, who's like a head specialist, like with concussions, he said before the game, I do not agree that Tua Tagovailoa should be playing tonight. And then if he gets hurt again, I think everybody's got to go in that front office, the general manager and the head coach. This was before the game, and then obviously what happened, man. He ended up getting hurt. I guess it's the head again. He got concussion again. He was probably already concussed from Sunday. They had to take him out on a stretcher, send him to the hospital, man. Oh, man, terrible situation, man. I think the NFL Player Association already tweeted that they said they're still investigating not only tonight but what happened on Sunday. Man, Jesus Christ, man, the Dolphins just fucking got in trouble, right, for supposedly trying to tank games with Brian Flores. They were offering him money, and now they're getting investigated for possibly lying about their quarterback suffering a concussion. Oh my goodness, man, Jesus Christ. Well, I think they said that he was taken to the hospital, but he had full movement in his legs and arms, and he's actually going to get released from the hospital, and he's going to be able to fly back to Miami with the rest of his team. So that's a good sign, and we'll see. He's going to have 10 days. We'll see in the next 10. Last week, we Justin Herbert go down, right, for the Chargers, and now this week we see Tua Tagovailoa go down for the fucking Dolphins. Jesus Christ, ladies and gentlemen. But to the game, man, I thought it was ball game. I thought that even, a combination of both Bridgewater and Tua Tagovailoa, I believe the Dolphins got to the red zone about 5 to 6 times in this game, and they either finish with either a field goal or a missed field goal. I think the Dolphins, that was one of their main problems tonight, man. They couldn't cash in when they got to the red zone. I think they, like I said, only 6 trips to the red zone and only 1 touchdown, a bunch of field goals. They also got they got a field goal block, and then they missed an extra point. The Dolphins could have won this game if they would have cashed in a few times. When they went all those times they went to the red zone, man, that was the biggest problem. Tua Tagovailoa was playing okay, 110 yards, but he did have that one interception. Bridgewater, same thing. He came in and played okay, 193 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He had that big deep ball pass to 65-yard to Tyreek Hill, who once again had a great game, 10 catch, 160 yards. Jalen Weddle, not so much, only 2 catches, 39 yards. I think he really doesn't have that much connection with obviously he has that fantastic connection with Tua Tagovailoa going back to their college days, but not so much with Bridgewater. Raheem Mostert ran for 69 yards. But I think that was the main problem. Obviously, it's a West Coast system, it's very quarterback friendly. Maybe you give Teddy Bridgewater a week to really try to figure things out. Maybe they got to switch the game plan a little bit more. Does head coach Mike McDaniel. But I don't know, man. I think the biggest problem for them was they like I said, all those trips down to the red zone and only once a touchdown. Everything was a field goal, and even that one time they got that field goal block. I thought that was a huge difference maker, man. When Cincinnati went to the red zone, they cashed things with touchdowns. I thought that was one of the biggest. That was the difference in this game, man. One team cashed in with touchdowns in the red zone, the other didn't, man. But we'll see what the injury report is for Tua Tagovailoa. Joe Burrow goes 287 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Joe Mixon 61 yards, 1 touchdown. T. Higgins 7 catches, 1 touchdown. Ja'Marr Chase 4 catches. Tyler Boyd 2 catches, but I think Tyler Boyd threw a pass in there, yeah, for 23 yards. My uncle Miguelito, he's a Dolphins fan. I think he messed up. He was telling me that Jahmyr Chase was a pain in the ass, and I'm like, not really, man. It was mostly T. Higgins, the ones that was a pain in the ass. Like I said, 7 catch, 124 yards, 1 touchdown for T. Higgins. Jahmyr Chase didn't do too much damage, man. 4 catches, 81 yards, 0 touchdowns. To me, it was mostly T. Higgins, the one that did all the damage tonight. But look, Teddy Bridgewater, he's a veteran. You remember one year he took over for Drew Brees in New Orleans, and he went 5-0. McDaniels can maybe I know last year in Denver it was kind of embarrassing there at the end. He didn't do so good, but remember it was a defensive-minded coach in Vic Fangio. I believe Pat Shermer was the offensive coordinator. Not very, I think with McDaniels he has a better chance of being the version he was in New Orleans with Sean Payton. But we'll see, man. We'll see. But like I said, I thought the biggest problem tonight was that Miami, like I said, they didn't cash in outside of 1 touchdown. They did not cash in when they went to the red zone, man. But yeah, 27-15. Bengals win it. Bengals are 2-2. Miami's 3-1. And let's wait to see what the injury is for Tua Tagovailoa. All right, let's go around the league, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go for more NFL news. And let's see here. Let's see here. Yeah, so they're officially calling it a head and a neck injury for Tua Tagovailoa. Let's see here. Right, that's about, let's see here. We got to get more news up in here, right? So yeah, like I said, the NFL Player Association released a statement. Players and health safety is at the core of the union's mission. Our concern tonight is for Tua Tagovailoa, and we hope for a full and speedy recovery. Our investigation into the potential protocol violation is ongoing. So yeah, an investigation by the Player Association. And then we have some bad news, I guess. So yeah, the sports world, everybody was wishing Russell Wilson, Ryan Shazier, the linebacker who got paralyzed or almost got paralyzed, all wishing Tua Tagovailoa, Pat McAfee, everybody wishing their thoughts and prayers to Tua Tagovailoa, Chad Johnson. But then we got some sad news, and that was a former Dallas Cowboys tight end, Gavin Escobar, was passed away, man. He was climbing some rocks, and I guess he fell and he passed away. He was only 31. Some sad news right there. Former Dallas Cowboy tight end Gavin Escobar passes away at the age of 31 after climbing some rock, doing some rock climbing, and I guess falling. Oh my Lord, terrible situation, man, for him, man. Jesus Christ, man, I can't believe it, man. Ugh, terrible situation, man. The Buccaneers will, the Glazer family, the owners, will donate $1 million for the Hurricane Ian. They will also, the game was relocated to Minnesota, but because Tampa Bay did not get hit as hard, the game is back in Tampa. The Chiefs Buccaneers game is back in Tampa Bay, so they will be playing in Tampa Bay, Florida. So I guess that's some good news. For the second straight day, Amon St. Brown did not practice for the Detroit Lions. Dalvin Cook, he did practice with a shoulder injury for the Vikings. Christian McCaffrey did not practice. He's dealing with a leg injury for the Panthers. And then Myles Garrett, man. So there, his car flipped over on Monday after he was driving back for the team facility. They're saying that it was raining, and then they said the roads were too slippery, and that's why he crashed. And then they said that there was like a deer or something crossing the road, and that's why but it's apparently nope. Apparently this guy has multiple speeding tickets. They're saying for even over 100 miles per hour. They said that he was going. They said estimated was going 65 miles per hour on Monday when he crashed his Porsche. Miles Garrett was issued a citation for failure to control his motor vehicle in the wake of Monday's single car crash. According to the crash report released to ESPN, Miles Garrett was driving 60 miles per hour on a road with 45% miles per hour speed limit, and apparently he's been stopped twice, like back-to-back days, 2 days in a row, for driving over 100 miles per hour. So apparently, bullshit about a deer being on the road or the roads being slippery because it was raining. This guy was speeding. He was going 65 miles per hour, and that's why he had the car accident, man. Jesus Christ, Miles Sanders. Gotta be more smart than that. Jesus Christ, man. Pendejo facer for Miles Sanders. Jameis Winston and Michael Thomas did not practice. So wondering if they're gonna play. I think they play in London this week, right, versus the Vikings. But yeah, neither Jameis Winston or Michael Thomas did not practice, man. For the first time in his life, Jonathan Taylor missed a practice. He never missed a practice in college, high school. But right now, man, he missed a fucking practice, man. He's dealing with a fucking toe injury. Hopefully, Jonathan Taylor can play, man. But that's crazy, man. His first ever missed practice. Jesus Christ, man. Wow. Forget about a game. This guy never missed a fucking practice in his life. That is fucking pretty impressive, if you ask me, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to the National Basketball Association here tonight on a Thursday. We did get a trade, right? We got a trade. The Oklahoma City Thunder trading Derek Favors, Ty Jerome, Mo Harkless, Theo McDonald, and a 2020 second round pick to the Houston Rockets for David Nwama, Starling Brown, Trey Burke, and Marquise Chris. Both teams Thunder gain 2 trade exceptions and drop about $10 million under the luxury tax. Rockets get a second round pick for taking $1 million in salary. Favors will value as a backup center or elsewhere on a trade in the marketplace. So a trade right there, it's a bunch of jobbers, right? No big names right there, neither for the Thunder or the Rockets. But yeah, nice little trade right there before the season starts, man. Remember 10 years ago, right? They made that trade between James Harden, and now we get this little shitty ass trade right before the season starts between the Rockets and the Thunder, man. They, then a few years ago too, right? They traded Westbrook to the Rockets, so they've been known for working together, I guess. But also, let's see here, Davon Dotson went to the Wizards, 1-year deal, and I think that's about it, man. Let's see here, more news. There is confidence Bulls guard Lonzo Ball's ability to return this season following left knee surgery on Wednesday. Doctors believe addressed the issue. Lonzo Ball is expected to miss at least a few months. Both sides are expected to monitor the response over the next 2 weeks and a return to the play based upon Ball's rehab process. Remember I said yesterday, he said he couldn't even walk. He said, I can't even run, I can't even jump. It hurts when I walk. So like I said, hopefully it's not a dry race, because that's what happened to Todd Gurley, and then he had to retire pretty fast. Hopefully not that situation for Lonzo Ball. But scary situation that he said even when he walks, his leg hurts. But hopefully this surgery helps fix the situation for Lonzo Ball, and we see him back in the basketball court very soon, ladies and gentlemen. But let's see here. Major League Baseball. Is there anything going on in Major League Baseball we're talking about? Tony had a no-hitter tonight, but then he lost it in the 7th inning. Let's see here, man. They're saying up to 15 managers could be fired once the season's over. We'll see what happens. Mets are calling minor league prospect Francisco Alvarez. All right. Let's see here. All right, that's about it. Let's look at the scores, and then we'll call it a night for baseball. Dodgers beating the Padres 5-2 in the 9th. Rangers beating the Mariners 8-7 in the 10th. White Sox beat the Twins 4-3. Tigers beat the Orioles 10-3. Red Sox beat the Orioles 5-3. Cubs beat the Phillies 2-0. Guardians beat the Rays 2-1. Marlins beat the Brewers 4-2. Angels beat the Athletics 4-2. And Giants beat the Rockies 6-5. And then the standings, Yankees won their division. Guardians won their division. Astros won their division. Mets up by a game on the Braves. Cardinals won their division. Dodgers won their division. Let's look at the wild card. I think Toronto has wrapped up the first spot in the first spot in the wild card in the American League. Seattle and Tampa Bay. It's gonna be like that, man. Seattle, Tampa Bay, Toronto. Braves have also wrapped up the first spot in the wild card, although they can still go on and win the division. But same thing, if the Mets have to go on the wild card, they will also be wrapped up the first spot. Padres and Phillies. Padres are going to get the second slot. It's a matter of the Brewers and the Phillies are fighting for that last spot. So those are really the last things going on right now, man. In the NL, man, the Phillies and the Brewers fighting for the final spot, and in the wild card, and then the Mets and the Braves fighting for the NL East. Everything else is pretty much done in baseball, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get a wrestling. Hold on, I gotta get my Dynamite worksheet here so I can go over the show, ladies and gentlemen. Here tonight on a fucking Thursday. Alright, let me pull out the worksheet here as a professional that I am. Alright, let's go through some news first in wrestling, and then we'll go through the AEW Dynamite here tonight on a Thursday. Let's see here, any news? Alright, here we go. So there's people are panicking because they thought Sasha Banks and Naomi would come back to the WWE with Triple H now in charge. But now Sasha Banks changed her Twitter name to her real name, Mercedes Verdano. So people are freaking out that she's not going to come back to the WWE anymore. I don't know, man. It could be a strategy to try to knock off people off guard. Who knows, man. The Young Bucks, I guess they're promoting new shoes. And they said, thank you for all your support, and we looking forward to see you guys again very soon. So a lot of people hoping that the Young Bucks can be back from suspension. It's been like a month almost, man. Jesus Christ. Let Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks come back. Jesus Christ. And then it looks like Saraya, formerly known as Paige, it looks like she might not be cleared to wrestling. She's just going to be like a manager. I don't know, man. Maybe she brought in to maybe like run the women's division. I don't know. She said, unlike my other boss, this one listens, and then she says, we're having a lumberjack tonight. So I don't know, is she gonna like try to help Tony Khan runs the women's division? I don't know, man. But pretty much outside of like Jade Cargill, it's a lot of the women were out there while she was doing her promo there. And then they had the lumberjack, which I believe was the first ever lumberjack match for the woman in history in AEW. But yeah, it looks like she is not clear, at least for now, to wrestle. And they're saying that they were going to offer her a 5-year deal, but because they're not sure if she's going to be able to wrestle, they only signed her 3 years. So interesting, man. We'll see how that goes, man. But let's go over Dynamite here tonight on a Thursday. So the show starts off with the Jericho Appreciation Society. You know, they're just doing their fucking promo. They brought in that pizza guy that from the Independent, Jesus Christ. Daniel Garcia, man, he says it seems like he doesn't want to be a part of the Jericho Appreciation Society anymore. Then Bryan Danielson comes out. He's like, you know, if he doesn't want to be with you anymore, he can be with us, the Blackpool England Comeback Club. And then Christian was like, he's mine. You can't take him away. He's mine. And all that funny shit, man, going on. And then it leads up to a match between Daddy Magic and Bryan Danielson. Kind of a jobber match, obviously, for Daddy Magic. Bryan Danielson wins. And in the middle of the match, fucking Claudio Costanoli comes out and carries Parker back to the backstage so he wouldn't interfere with the match. Kind of make Parker like a pendejo right there. But Bryan Danielson wins the match, you know, whatever. Then we get Wheeler Yuta in the ring. I still don't know if I feel this, man. I don't think Wheeler Yuta is really that good on the microphone, especially if he's going to be feuding with MJF. Kind of looks like a pendejo, man. But he's trying, you know. And MJF, too, you know, he says, I will say this about you. You've been with me since the beginning in the independent scenes, and you're one of the best wrestlers I've seen. So kind of like almost like trying to protect, you know. I think they told him, hey, don't go like 100% on this kid because you're going to fucking kill him with the microphone. So he's kind of, you know, trying to give him some respect, you know, saying, I respect you because you're one of the best wrestlers in the world. And then they pretty much, you know, going back and forth about a match. They want to have a match. I think they agreed to have the match next week. And then the Ass Boys comes out and, you know, because Wheeler Yuta's trying to attack him, but, you know, the Ass Boys come in and defend them. You know, shit like that. And then that was about it. And then it led to to a match between Jon Moxley and Juice Robinson, who I don't know who the fuck that is. It was an okay match, I guess. MJF was actually watching the match upstairs on a suite. And obviously Jon Moxley wins the fucking match. And then after the match, Hangman Page comes out, and he's facing up with Jon Moxley. And then I know where they cut to MJF, and then MJF shows a promo. It's like, it doesn't matter, like, if you guys fight, I'm gonna beat the winner. So you guys are all losers. And then Wheeler Yuta comes out from the back, and he attacks MJF, and the security said, "Go get him." I think that's how you make Wheeler Yuta look like a badass, right? Because you put him in the microphone with MJF, Wheeler Yuta's going to look like a pendejo. So this was a good way of making Wheeler Yuta look more like a badass. And then we got, like I said, the women's segment. Saraya comes out pretty much saying, you know, I'm in AEW, feels good. The fans start chanting, this is your house and shit like that. And then she brings out the fucking, the woman, Tony Storm, Adina, and all those people, Madison Ray, Sky Blue, all those people, and then Britt Baker comes out with her group, and they kept chanting Jamie Hayter's name. The fans did, so maybe that should be the new fucking champion, Jamie Hayter. And then she ends up having, like I said, it's a lumberjack match between Serena Deeb and Tony Storm. You know, it was a good match. The fucking the ending was pretty damn cool, man. Tony Storm did a fucking pallet driver from the fucking top rope, man. I'm like, it's funny too, right? Because Ronda Rousey said last week we can't do pallet drivers anymore. They're banned. And now these fucking women go in and fucking do a pallet driver. Tony kind of again, right? Throwing that fucking jab. In the beginning too, right? When they were Bryan Danielson and Chris Jericho were kind of fighting over Daniel Garcia. Remember, Chris Jericho was kind of representing the sports entertainers, and Bryan Danielson was representing the wrestlers. So even that was a little bit of a jab, right? Of Triple H and WWE trying to get all those AEW wrestlers back. So some jabs thrown here tonight by Antonio, by Tony Khan. This one too, I thought with the ending, super cool ending with that power driver by Tony Storm to Serena D. But again, another jab right there by Tony Khan after Ronda Rousey said, "Yeah, we can't do power drivers anymore; they're retired." But yeah, it was good, I guess. The finish really made it look cool, man. That fucking power driver that really made it look cool. And then they do a fucking backstage segment with the Acclaim. I'm like, what the fuck? These are one of your best stars right now. Why not have them out in the ring, do a match? Maybe they're saving them for Rampage. They do a fucking backstage segment. And then Keith Lee comes out and he pretty much says, I don't appreciate that Billy Gunn interfered in the match last week. Cost us the tag team champions. Swerve was nowhere to be found. They said they were missing some people because of the hurricane. So I don't know if Swerve was one of those people. I thought that the show, I mean, you had all your main stars, right? Chris Jericho, Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley, MJF. But I guess that maybe some of the mid-carders were missing, I guess. Maybe Jungle Boy wasn't there. I don't think he was. Luchasaurus wasn't there. Christian, Swerve, Darby Allin, I don't think was there. So yeah, I think some of them, like the main stars were there, but like the mid-carders, I guess, were missing. And so yeah, they just do a backstage segment. Maybe that's why they couldn't do anything out in the ring because they didn't have Swerve. All right, whatever. And then we get a fucking Matt Hardy with a private party. They're kind of teasing he's going to go back to that, which means that Jeff Hardy might be released eventually. Who knows? Oh man, and then fucking Absolute Ricky's. I don't get to me. Absolute Ricky Starks is a fucking. I don't get it. He comes out. He has a match with a jobber. Obviously, Absolute Ricky Stark wins the fucking match. You know, whatever. And then what was it already? The fucking main event. Bandito versus Chris Jericho. Great match, probably the best match of the night, man. Great ass match. But again, fucking Chris Jericho wins with the Walls of Jericho. But it was a great match, man. And then Chris Jericho grabs the fucking mic and was like, I'm going to take over Ring of Honor. I'm going to beat up everybody. All their former champions. All their fucking announcers. All their referees. All their fucking ring announcers. The fucking Ring of Announcer standing there looks at him like a pendejo. And then he beats up the Ring of Announcer. He hits him with the fucking Judas elbow shit. Kind of a funny ending. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, like, is there a reason, you know, that they have Chris Jericho being the world champion of AEW? Maybe they're trying to, like I said, maybe get a TV deal for AEW, and that's why they have Jericho as their champion. I don't know. Man, they barely get any views on Rampage. Do you really want to put on a third TV show? Jesus Christ, man. Look, this show, like I said, I don't know. Like I said, the main stars were there, right? Jericho, Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley, MJF. But maybe they were missing some of the mid-carders, right? Like Darby Allin, Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, Sammy Guevara. You know, they were missing a lot of the mid-carders. I don't know if they were saving them for Rampage. No way they were saving everybody for Rampage. Or they just got affected by the hurricane in Florida. Do they all fucking live in Florida? I don't know. Because I think Jericho lives in Florida and he was there. So who knows, but I don't know. You know, last week they went all out with the fucking, you know, kind of a free pay-per-view on Grand Slam. And the views weren't very good. Only like, they probably got 1 million views. This week I think they got they got below 1 million. They got like 900,000. So I don't know if Tony Khan kind of got a little bit like depressed. I don't know. Because this was this is I think it's something that's gonna start happening now that Triple H being in charge of WWE, where there's gonna be weeks where Monday Night Raw is gonna be better than Dynamite, and I think this is like the second or third time it happens in the last few months where Monday Night Raw was better than Dynamite. I think it's something we just have to get used to now. I don't think we can get surprised by it anymore. with Triple H running things. But yeah, I thought this was probably the second or third week in the last few months where probably Monday Night Raw was better than Dynamite. So we'll see. We'll see. I didn't think much of the show. I thought, like I said, the woman stuff, let's see what they do with Saraya. Like I said, great ending there with the power driver with Toni Storm and Serena D. There were some good matches there. The main event with Bandino and Chris Jericho, but who the fuck is Bandino? Same thing with Robinson, the guy Jon Moxley fought. I don't know, man. This was nowhere as good of a show as last week. It seemed like our fucking stars, Jericho, Moxley versus fucking jobbers. Even Bryan Danielson versus Daddy Magic. Like, it seemed like that was the theme of the show, man. Our big stars versus a fucking jobber. Alright, whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, I'm like a light. Thank you for watching.